Let's go visit Sigma, their pop-up, take some pictures of my almost good-looking daughter. And we're shooting on the Sony A7R5.
What is that?
Everybody knows what this is. It's a Godox Lux. It's the Lux Master.
Honestly, the way I just said Lux Master creeped me out a little bit. Now, let me get right into this Sigma BF. I'm not going to tell you a damn thing about it other than I'm in love with this camera. I don't care about the specs. I don't care about anything but in hand what they did with this camera, the design, the controls. Just let me share some audio from this.
Oh my god. Oh, I love the black and white.
And I said that. So here, I'll give you an example. So I'm going to take a portrait of you if you don't mind. I'm going to send it to. I'm going to send it to monochrome.
Okay.
Right. So here's my color wheel. I'm going to send it to monochrome. Now from here, the reason you see the vignetting is because I set it that way. If I wanted to change that, I can lower the vignetting.
Oh my
or
God.
make it just without vignetting. I can lower the fade, make it normal. So this is normal. So I can adjust the fade. I can adjust the vignetting.
Okay.
I can bring down or increase some highlights. So now we'll take a portrait, and with the focus magnification box, there we go. That makes.
Oh my god, are you kidding me? Okay, great photo. That's stunning. Look at this.
Oh my God, my hands.
You are gorgeous. Look at that. The eyes are so sharp,
That's amazing.
and that's the magnification, the focus magnification feature in this. And that's one of my favorites since I wear glasses and I don't.
Okay, so that's all the information you're getting about this. I'm sure there's a ton online. Don't watch the YouTubers though. Absolutely ridiculous what they're doing to this camera. You know what? This is a showpiece for Sigma. It is a piece that other companies would call a limited edition, and they'd be charging 3 times as much for it. But I love this camera. I don't know if the lenses were made for this camera before the camera was even thought of, or the camera was made for the lenses, but it's just a beautiful combination. I love these lenses to start with. By the way, they did have the 300 to 600 f4 on display there, but I didn't even go over to it because I was just so in love with the BF, and I want the black because I have all the black contemporary lenses for my Leica, so I'm just going to use them both. My birthday's coming up if my daughter's watching this. I'm kidding. It was a joke. Anyway, so if you get a chance, go to the pop-up. It's on 21 Spring Street in New York City. Definitely worth a visit to hold this camera and to appreciate it. Even if you don't want it, just appreciate what they've done with it. The design and the ideas behind this, I just think are a step ahead with this type of camera. I don't care that it doesn't have a viewfinder. This camera is what it is. So you can't rate this camera based on every other camera. It's a different animal, and this animal is a beautiful, beautiful animal. That's all I'll say about it. I know I'm gushing a little bit about it, but I really do love it that much. I don't know what the hell it is, but they just knocked it out of the park. So the last thing I want to show you before we leave the pop-up here and we get to the shoot, because I know you guys are anxious for the shoot, is the process. They actually have a display of the block of aluminum that this thing is carved from, through process to the camera, which I think is impressive as hell. I had to get more literature on it because I think this is going to be a collector's piece, honestly, just because of how they created this and what they did with it. But I don't want to wait for this to be used. I want to get a new one. But that's the block of aluminum all the way in the back there, all the way to the camera in the front. And, it's a great pop-up. So if you do have a chance to go. I think you'll really appreciate it. And once you hold this camera, you'll understand. Now, we're going to start with our shoot. And I'm going to start with just bright sunlight because everybody yells and makes comments when I use just bright sunlight because of the shadows. I want to explain something to everybody. Our life is bright sun shadows. This is what we see every day. When there's a sunny day, we see bright, squinty light with shadows. Now, yes, your model can be squinting if it's this bright out. We're probably at 12:30 in the afternoon right now. Have them look in different directions or close their eyes for a second and have them open them. Get these kind of shots. These shadows are beautiful. This is life. This is what we see every day. Don't be bitching that this isn't what our clients want, because this is exactly what my clients want. They want natural looking photos. It embraced shadows, embrace the sun, use it to your advantage, because this is what people are used to seeing. Now, I'm using the Tamron 28 to 75 millimeter lens, which, I I was kind of hiding when I was in the Sigma pop-up because I didn't have their Sigma 28 to 70. But I love this lens. I just think it's probably one of Tamron's best. And the quality of it is fantastic. The color, now I did a slight retouching on her face because she had a couple blemishes, but nothing major. And I left the color the way it is. So you're going to see some color shifts throughout this shoot, throughout the city, because I didn't want to change the color. I wanted you to see the color coming out of camera because it really is stunning. This is what I'm saying about Sony and what they did with the color science on the A7R5. They fixed stuff. And it is absolutely beautiful. Add that with the lens, and I'm just completely thrilled with this combination. And not having a bag with me or extra, and I didn't carry anything extra, just my flash system, and my flash system is in my pockets. Obviously it's the Lux Master, but I'm going to use that little softbox that they have for it. Now, I used it once, and I just got this a couple days ago because, one of you guys told me, hey, I really like that. You should try it. So I did try it, and I loved it. So I thought, I'll take it into New York City on a bright, bright, sunny day and really push this flash through its limits. Now, I have to say, the flash did a great job, but I'm at full power to half power 90% of the time. So, you're going to have some recycling time here. It's not heavy recycling time, but you still have to wait for it to recycle at full power. This flash in an event situation is fabulous. I mean, I will recommend it constantly because it just works. If you like to handhold flash and use it in events, because it's never at full power in an event, unless you're doing a huge group shot, but it really isn't. Every other time, and by the way, that first photo was not high-speed sync. Now I just moved it into high-speed sync. Now we're in a different area, so you can see a little bit of the color shift. It's still nice. It's still not bad at all. I like it. So I just wanted to put that in there. But anyway, getting back to the flash, this thing is fantastic for events. For this kind of stuff, this is pushing it. The perfect flash for this, for me, would be the V100. Because the V100 with its extra power, I would be using it bare. I wouldn't even have a modifier on it. I may use the dome at times, but otherwise I'd be using bare flash. That would be the ideal for this situation, for this walk around, flash camera situation in New York. Because I'm not going to take a light stand and modifiers in New York. I don't want that kind of weightlifting. I really don't. And these photos, with this they're fantastic. I love them. Throwing a little modifier on this V100 would be fine, like Magmod Magsphere or something, or the dome. But you can see that, this combination is fantastic. And it does a nice job, but you just have to realize that it will be at full power and there will be some recycling times. I just want to show you really close on the texture of this purse, because we're featuring the bag and the logo of the bag. So, that's, basically the shoot that we're trying to do. And of course, her social media and so forth and brand. But the photos came out great. Now here, I just wanted to pop a flash. I wanted that in-your-face flash kind of look, which is funny because I didn't even realize we went to Macy's after, and there was a big poster in the front of Macy's of a really blown out image of a girl for an advertisement, and again, the YouTube commenters would have gone crazy over this, and it's funny because 90% of the billboards and advertising in New York are obviously photos like this, with text everywhere. And it's, everything that you would yell about on photos that are wrong. These photos had them hands cut off, feet cut off, blown out, this is real life. So just deal with it and enjoy. Anyway, so getting back to this section here, I really wanted to take out the backdrop, take the light down quite a bit. The flash handled it, and she was in the shade, and we pulled that light back, behind her pretty well with the high-speed sync. And now remember, I'm shooting this whole thing now in high-speed sync, so this flash is really working hard, but it's doing a good job. Like something like this in the shadowed areas, it doesn't have to do much work at all. I probably took this down to 1/4 power, and it was doing great. And again, I'm using the softbox, not that metal dish, which I did a metal dish shoot the very next day, which I'll be putting up in a few days, so you can see that. And there is one issue with this flash on location shoots like this, which I'll show you in the next video. Now, it shouldn't stop you from buying it for event work or anything like that. I got to put that out there. But there is a little issue that outside of event work that it would cause a problem for somebody. That's why I always say, like, I wouldn't recommend this one first. I would recommend this as an event flash, but I would always recommend a good speed light first. And the new V100 would be my first choice for street work like this. But, I really wanted to show this and show what it could do. So that's why we're using this today. Anyway, so the shoot went, every area that we were at, it went fantastic. It was getting the shots that I wanted. Obviously I have some, crowd work to do and so forth, making sure there's not many people in focus or, in the shot for distraction. But we got lucky. It wasn't too busy in the streets. And in the areas that we were in, it was good. So I was happy with that. The photos came out great. Now, don't hesitate to ask questions. If you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer them. Again, this color shift is coming from that wall to her left because, not only is the flash filling her, but that reflection off that wall is adding some fill light as well. So, this is both fill light and the wall. This is just our ride to the next place, which we're going to Ulta to see her new campaign. She's on the Milk Cosmetics display in Ulta now, which is wonderful. Like, I didn't get teary. I just, had allergies, but it's a proud moment to see my daughter, on displays like this. It's just a lot of fun. And of course she's proud as hell, but she was yelling at me because I wouldn't use flash in the store. This is, just natural light in the store. So it was, a little, it could have been better. That's all I'm going to say. And of course, that's what she said too. But I had to get a Nathan's hot dog. I can't go through the city on a days like this. It's such a beautiful day that, I just got to grab a Nathan's hot dog. And no, I don't care about this is a sanitary place. So it was great. Anyway, we're going to hop on the train and go back over to Jersey City, just get a couple more shots and, call it a day. But the shoot itself, I just had fun because it was a warm day in New York City, walking around, spending the day with my daughter obviously is always great. But, having this bright sunlight and choosing to go out midday sun, I think is everything. It's probably around 1:30 now, and the sun is still bright and bold and brilliant, honestly. I love those kind of looks. And, no matter what camera you use, what flash system you use, just having, it took her long enough to notice that camera being on. Anyway, this escalator is really steep. She hates it. So I did want to do one more. So I'm going to choose bare bulb. Now, I'm using that DJI Action 5, and it has a magnet bottom, so I just put it on the pole here. It's around the pole. She's like going crazy that this thing's going to fall into the water. So there's a runner coming, and you could feel it on the walk there. It's shaking. She just loses it and runs to that camera like it's going to fall off. And I'm like, it has a magnet on it. Like, she's that. It's magnetic.
I know, but the running made it worse.
Anyway, so the bare bulb with bright sun, I couldn't pull that backdrop down enough. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the shoot. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate your support and comments as always.